Good morning, and welcome back to Renewed Faith Devotions as we reflect on the great influences of the faith. We continue to look at the life and character of Matthew, and today we reflect on the emphasis of his writing. In Matthew's Gospel, chapter 13, we read selected verses. We look at the parable of the wheat and tares, from verse 24. Another parable he put forth to them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, an enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went away. But when the grain had sprouted and produced a crop, and then the tares also appeared, so the servants of the owner came to him and said, Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have tares? He said to them, An enemy has done this. The servants said to him, Do you want us then to go and gather them up? But he said, No, lest while you gather up the tares, you may also uproot the wheat with them. Let them both grow together until the harvest. And at the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, First gather together the tares and bind them into bundles and burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. And then the parable of the mustard seed, from verse 31. Another parable he put forth to them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all seeds, but when it is grown, it is greater than the herbs and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and nest in its branches. And the parable of the leaven, from verse 33. Another parable he spoke to them. The kingdom of heaven is like leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal, till it was all leavened. And then the parable of the hidden treasure, from verse 44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and hid, and for joy over it he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. And the parable of the pearl of great price, from verse 45. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant seeking beautiful pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. As we look at the Gospel of Matthew, he places great stress upon the need for repentance because of the coming kingdom of heaven, and he quotes the teaching of both John the Baptist and of Jesus in this respect. He records much of Jesus' teaching about the kingdom of heaven through the many parables, of which some we have just read. The series of the parables chosen by Matthew deals with the many different aspects of the kingdom message. The early Christians reading Matthew's Gospel would have been very familiar with the law of Moses, and doubtless would have been greatly assisted to see how Christ fulfilled the demands of God's eternal law. Let's think about this whole thing together. We can see how beautifully Matthew contributed to the picture that we have of Jesus by emphasizing the special aspect of his kingliness. If it were not for this, we might not so easily have grasped the fact that the one who is the servant of all, the Son of God, and the man Jesus Christ is also Lord of the universe, the very King of Kings.